Hey everyone, Daniel here from Twin Bytes with another quick tutorial for you. This time on, is WhatsApp safe to use? There's been a lot of information floating around the internet now, and a lot of people making YouTube videos about this, and part of the problem is people will take a video what someone else said and just reiterate the same thing without doing any kind of fact checking. So I'm going to explain some of this and let you know my personal opinions, as well as looking at some of the facts, and I'm going to share bits and pieces of some clips here for you as well and comment on those. The first thing I want to do is talk about some common sense. So when looking at these privacy issues, as I mentioned, Google and Facebook, this stuff happens all the time anyway. So as soon as you hear something hit the news, it's already too late. It's already been happening, and it's only that they just admitted to doing this. It doesn't mean they weren't doing it all along. So how do you know that it's only just begun now? With all this information, are you going to stop using Google and Facebook because of all the privacy issues? Or maybe just stop using the internet completely because everything is being watched? Or you're enjoying the other home services where you have Hey Alexa or Hey Google. They got to be listening to you all the time in order to know when you call out to them to do something for you. There's a lot of privacy information that you can read about here. I've got the links down below in the description. I'll post it right up here as well. You can see that you can look at the privacy information. It's got key updates, their terms of service, and the privacy policy. And if you look at the privacy policy carefully and look at what information they collect, it does actually say that they're collecting information on your messages, and your messages are stored on their server temporarily, they say, in the event of maybe there's a delay sending it. So the information, of course, has to go through there, but they're claiming that they don't collect all your information. So let's look at a couple of these clips.
WhatsApp has come under fire a little bit in the last few days because of some policy changes that are happening. Facebook owns WhatsApp, and in the coming days they're going to be changing the privacy policy. They're going to force you to opt in to their data sharing program so that WhatsApp can share personal data between WhatsApp and other Facebook subsidiaries. This becomes a problem because Facebook is really good at tracking people. And while this doesn't change the underlying technologies behind WhatsApp, meaning Facebook still can't read your text chats or listen in on your calls, even though we think they might be able to, because let's face it, Facebook is just that good at tracking you. It does bring up some major points, however, because WhatsApp fundamentally has been about privacy from day one.
So thanks to the Genius Lounge for this video clip, and what they're saying is a little bit contradictory as well, because the one part is that WhatsApp cannot get your chats and voice chats, but at the same time saying that Facebook is just that good at gathering your information. So how do we know? Just because they're not saying they're doing it, maybe they are monitoring this stuff anyway, secretly behind the scenes.
Now, the good news here is I have an alternative for you. Signal. WhatsApp is actually based off of the Signal protocol, meaning they took what was open source and they built on it and they monetized it, because Facebook's really good at that. Signal is an open source, peer-reviewed, 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides free text, voice, and video chats to people out there on the internet just because they want to make sure that you can speak freely.
So thanks to the Genius Lounge for that bit of information. You might want to check out Signal, and also I would say check out Telegram and see what you like between the two of them there, what works well for you. And I'd love to hear your feedback on that. But let's have a look at another clip, this time from Satonic.
WhatsApp was founded in 2009 and eventually acquired by Facebook in 2014 in efforts to help expand Facebook's user base outside of America. When this acquisition went down, understandably there was a lot of talk about what this meant for privacy. Will Facebook be able to read my messages? Are they going to start tracking users in the efforts to push Facebook ads further down our throats? At the time, WhatsApp CEO Jan Koum wrote a blog post titled "Setting the Record Straight," defending his choice to sell his company to Facebook, in which he basically explains how he grew up during the time of the USSR and free, unfiltered communication, free from worry about the KGB listening to your phone calls, just wasn't a thing back then. He details this is why WhatsApp just values privacy oh so much, and says if partnering with Facebook meant we had to change our values, we just wouldn't have done it. That sounded all well and good in 2014, though this romance between Facebook and WhatsApp really didn't last too long, as just 18 months after the acquisition, WhatsApp started sharing some of users' personal information with Facebook.
So that's actually pretty funny, and I love the sarcasm in his voice as well at that one point. But you got to think, when people know that Facebook is one of the biggest spies in the world out there as far as social media goes, and that Facebook acquired WhatsApp in 2014, that's now 7 years ago. Why was this not a concern back then? Why wait until now and then be concerned just because they're admitting to what they are tracking for you? Why do you think Facebook acquired this in the first place? You have to ask yourself that question.
Now, this obviously didn't look very good, as Facebook kind of promised that they wouldn't do anything like this prior to buying WhatsApp, but then they just went and did it anyway. And so Facebook was actually fined over 100 million euros for these misleading claims. That's some hefty coin. Shortly after this, in 2018, the WhatsApp CEO left. But why did he leave?
So of course, as I said, they went and did it anyway. Then they got sued, and then the CEO leaves the company. There's of course a lot of questions here.
The WhatsApp co-founder, a guy called Brian Acton, also left and subsequently endorsed a #DeleteFacebook campaign. Pretty weird given he had just taken part in selling the company he co-founded to Facebook, though he did donate $50 million to Signal, a rival messaging app.
So thanks to Satanic for that little bit of a clip. So are you surprised now the CEO and the co-founder leave, and then the co-founder donates that much money to a rival app? So you can't help but start asking questions and wondering what's going on behind the scenes here. So I am not one to be part of the tinfoil hat community, but I am on the fence and watching things from the sidelines to see how things all play out. Because if anybody wants to get your information bad enough, they are going to get it. And I know from studying about as an ethical hacker that it's anything is hackable, anything can be accessed, and it's just a matter of how badly do they want to get that information. So in my personal opinion, I don't think it's a huge deal to stop using WhatsApp just because there was some news about them sharing information with Facebook now. If you're using Facebook anyway, you're already sharing a lot of information there, and if you're using Google and you have that on your phone, you ever notice when you're going to certain places and they send you a message saying, how was this place you were just at? Write a review about it. How do they know you were just there? So there's all this stuff that's happening all the time anyway. So unless you're not using Facebook, you're not using Google, and you're doing everything else you can to minimize as much privacy as possible, then yeah, you maybe want to stop using WhatsApp because of their association with Facebook, knowing that they're gathering information somehow. And that should have been back in 2014. It doesn't matter now just because they admitted certain things. As soon as Facebook took over in 2014, that's when you should have jumped the ship. So anyway, it's a good idea to always do everything you can to stay as safe and secure online and try and protect your privacy and security as best you can, but don't go overboard. Don't be stupid just because of some things that you hear on the news or a YouTube video. Just use some common sense, look into things, get the facts for yourself. That's it for this quick tutorial. I hope you guys did find it helpful. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this video, and ring the bell to be notified right away every time we come out with a new video so you don't miss any, because it'll get lost in the feed. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you've been sticking around this long, please comment below, let me know, and maybe give you a shout out in my next video. Alright, thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye for now.